Hey guys, RC here, and today we're back talking about DC. This time, we're going to be talking about the DC Universe, and talking about what's to come for the brand moving forward. I'm sure most of us are aware about what's happening. Peter Safran and James Gunn are now running DC and are resetting the movie universe. And from what's been said, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to, and also a lot of stuff that's got me questioning. But before we can talk about any of that, I think we have to talk about the old universe. For the past 10 years, the DC movies were under an extended continuity known as the DC Extended Universe, or DCEU for short, which started in 2013 with Man of Steel and has come to an end in 2023's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, this universe has been up and down since its beginning. Man of Steel was a solid start, but ever since BVS came out, it's just been, well, kind of, again, up and down. And by the time Black Adam came out, it was pretty clear that Warner Bros. Have lost faith in the universe. And I don't exactly blame them. I mean, the movies they were making would just put them out and see if it lands, which most of them didn't. There were a few hits with the fans, sure, but in terms of box office results, they were really in trouble. So what happened after Black Adam? Well, enter James Gunn. James Gunn, director of the live-action Scooby-Doo, Sliver, and Guardians of the Galaxy, is now running DC alongside Peter Safran. When they took charge, they saw to it to end the DCEU and start over with a clean slate. But the remaining DCEU films were worked to sort of end off the universe, most notably The Flash, which saw Barry reset the timeline at the end. That's not to say the DCEU is, dead or anything. It's over, yes, but a few elements are being carried over to the DCU. And with that said, let's get to talking about it. There are a lot of products within the DCU to look forward to. So let's kick off this section by talking about them. First up, we have Superman, formerly titled Superman Legacy, which will star David Corenswet as our new Superman. The film will also see Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Skylar Geisenhower as Jimmy Olsen, Wendell Pierce as Perry White, Maria Gabriela as the Engineer, and Terrence Rosemore as Otis. Yeah, Otis, the character that was made exclusively for Christopher Reeves' Superman films, is now back for the new universe. That's neat. The film will also utilise other superheroes such as Supergirl, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific, and a couple of others. Another thing notable about the film is that it's not an origin story. It is set in a world where the characters are already established, so we'll see how they handle that. But that's all I really have to say about Superman. I'm very excited for this film and I hope it does good. The next film in this universe is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, with Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I don't have that much to say about this movie. Outside of Millie Alcock as Supergirl, that's really all there is to the cast. We don't know what the setting will be, we don't know what the movie will be about, we don't even know what the tone is. Though apparently it's meant to follow on her dark origin story, which, okay, it's something. I am looking forward to this film, sure, but maybe a little more so if we just knew a little more about the plot. But anyway, the next film is apparently a passion project for James Gunn, and that is The Authority, which will feature the marvelous Wildstorm characters, who are basically a group of superheroes that think the world is broken and will try to fix it. A twist on superheroes, which is interesting. Though I don't know much about them, or, again, about this movie. It is one of James Gunn's passion projects, so that's something to say, but I'll have to look into the characters a bit more, and, well, just have to wait if more about this movie will surface, because right now, I'm just kind of waiting until it comes out. A film I am excited to see though is The Brave and the Bold, which will be Batman's introduction into the DCU and will be the first film to feature Robin since 1997's Batman and Robin. God, that was a disaster. The Robin featured in this film is Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's biological son. It will follow their relationship and will take inspiration from Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin comic series. It is uncertain who will be playing Batman and Robin, or really who the cast will be. But again, like the others, we're just gonna have to wait and see if more information surfaces. The next film is Swamp Thing, which will be a horror movie explaining the origins of the creature known as Swamp Thing. Now, I am considering watching the Swamp Thing TV series to get more of an idea about who the character is, but this will apparently be the origin and, well, his introduction to the DCU. Now, this last film is a little more unclear as it's taken from the DCU wiki, but apparently there's talk of a Teen Titans movie. Now, we all know about the Teen Titans. We have all seen that show about 1,000,000 times. But a live-action movie? Now that's something to get excited about. But again, it's not clear if this is true or not, as it is taken from the wiki. So as of right now, we're just going to have to wait until something happens. Oh, but we're not done yet, as we do have a couple of television shows to talk about. The first up is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series set in the DCU and will be released in December of this year. Something I should explain real quick is that the DCU will have live action products, but also animated products where the characters will be voiced by the live action actors. Creature Commandos is sort of like a Suicide Squad series, but unlike Suicide Squad, these guys will be treated like the creatures that they are. I'm a little mixed about this series. Yeah, it looks cool and the animation's good, but I don't know anything about the Creature Commandos, so we'll see how it is when it comes out. The next show is Waller, which will be a TV show focusing on, well, Amanda Waller, once again being played by Viola Davis. Another thing I should mention is that this universe will have some of the DCEU actors reprise their roles, but we'll talk more about that later. But all you need to know is that this show will tell the story of Amanda Waller. That's all I've really gotten. Next up we have Peacemaker Season 2. Now, I recently finished watching Season 1, and I thought it was amazing, and it will be returning for a second season. However, set in the new universe, which, yeah, again, I'll talk more about later. But basically, Season 2 will follow up on the events of Season 1, and we'll see John Cena once again reprise the role alongside the rest of the cast. The next show is Lanterns, which will be a show focusing on the Green Lantern Corps. Now, there's been quite a bit of casting drama with this show. Originally, Josh Brolin was given the role of Hal Jordan's Green Lantern, however, turned it down. As of right now, there are talks of Kyle Chandler playing the character, however, nothing's been confirmed yet. There is also talk of Kelvin Harrison Jr. playing Jon Stewart's Green Lantern, however, nothing has been confirmed also. I will definitely be checking this series out because it really just seems interesting to me. Another show is Paradise Lost, set on the home island of Wonder Woman and the Amazons, Paradise Island, or Themyscira if you prefer. So basically what this show is about is life with the Amazons before Wonder Woman was born. So I'm guessing her mother might be the main character, as well as a few other Amazons. Nothing's really confirmed about Wonder Woman in this universe, but again, we'll have to wait and see. This is a fun one, Booster Gold, which will be a comedy series focused on Mike Sarcher, aka Booster Gold, a man from the 25th century. Now, I'm mainly familiar with Booster Gold from his time on Batman the Brave and the Bold. I love his character on the show, and I'm mainly thinking it will be his character here. And with this being a comedy series, I'm hoping to get some laughs out of it. Last on the list is an untitled Blue Beetle series, which will follow up on the events of the movie. I absolutely love the Blue Beetle movie. It has quickly become one of my favourite DC films. But if there's one thing that the Knuckles show taught me, it's that not every follow-up show is going to be successful. Nor has it been. But there you go guys, that's everything we can expect from the DCU. Now let's talk about something else. Okay, let's talk about something more serious for the DCU. It's no secret that I, like a lot of people, are excited for these projects. However, the structure, in my opinion, is a little bit of a mess. Like, let me explain. Superman is said to be the start of the DCU in 2025, but Creature Commandos, which is connected to that universe, comes out in December of this year. Peacemaker Season 2, which follows up on the event of the first season, takes place after the events of Superman, and the character of Blue Beetle is labelled as the first DCU character. But the movie is not said to be the first DCU movie. What? Does anyone know how to make sense of any of this? I think the worst of this though has to be Peacemaker. While I am excited for the second season, this unfortunately means that it takes place in two separate universes. Yeah, I think it was a mistake to have the DCEU Justice League appear at the final episode of the season. But hey, I'm sure the multiverse will explain this somehow. We also have a few actors reprising their roles for this universe. I've seen some people question it, saying they should have been recast, but hey, just because it's the same actor doesn't mean it's the same character we've seen before. Like, for example, whenever we see J.K. Simmons play J. Jonah Jameson, it's not the same J. Jonah Jameson. Or is it?
Are you serious?
But I personally don't have a problem with recasting these guys as the same characters. Another thing about this universe is that it's going to jump between certain points in time. What do I mean by that? Well, one film will take place today, another film may take place a month prior, and one may take place 1,000 years in the past. It's also like how Wonder Woman's movies took place before everything else. But that's about all I have to say about structure. Let's talk about something more interesting. So we know about the stuff arriving, but what about the stuff arriving after that? After the first chapter of the DCU wraps up, Chapter 2 can introduce some more interesting stuff. James Gunn loves to use obscure characters. So what characters could be introduced? I don't know, maybe Cluemaster? Gentleman Ghost? Mr. Mixel-Spitzlick? Who knows? We could even get Batmite on the big screen. There's also the amount of stories they could adapt. Like, could you imagine if they finally adapted The Killing Joke into a live-action film? They would make millions. Just as long as they don't cheap out on it unlike the animated movie. Maybe Hawkgirl can get her own movie. She is established in this universe, so it's possible. And if the character is popular enough, maybe we'll see a Mr. Terrific outing. Literally, anything can go either way with James Gunn in charge. And hey, maybe we'll even get that Nightwing movie we were promised before. And there you have it, guys. My thoughts on the DC universe. Now, whether this universe will be popular or not, I hope it is, or whether it will outstand the MCU success, which probably not, but I can dream. I'm just looking forward to all of this. And while the DC Extended Universe was pretty mixed with its general audience, you have to admit, it was a lot of fun following this mess of a universe. But now, we can expect a new era of DC movies and TV shows. And man, I hope it succeeds.